My name is Coach Primetime Sanders, and I'm the head coach at Jackson State University. During the middle of our undefeated historic run, I got a phone call. The athletic director at Colorado University made me an offer to be the newest head coach. And after much prayer and talking with my family, I took the offer. I'm going to Boulder to be the newest head coach at Colorado. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, this isn't a very good situation. I'll be walking into a program that last season went 1-11. Everybody knew the situation I was walking into. At the press conference, news reporters asked me, Coach Prime, what's the one thing you want to tell all of the Colorado fans, the players, and its student body? My message was short and simple. I'm coming, and I'm bringing my dogs with me. Fairly soon after the announcement I made, my son, Shedeur Sanders, entered the transfer portal to be my quarterback. The kid understands the game, is a well-developed leader, and can put that ball on a dime. Another transfer that entered into the portal from Jackson State was the best cornerback I ever recruited. Travis Hunter, the former 5-star that was standing at 6'1", was going to anchor the secondary that I desperately needed help in. Not gonna lie, black and gold kind of fits me. Everybody here is excited to get behind the new direction and vision of what we got going on. So let's not waste time. Let's get into it. First time standing behind that Colorado stadium, I'll tell you what, man, it feels different being in the Power 5, but I'm excited for it. A couple weeks into the season, we already doubled our win count total from last season, and we were going up against a number 6 Oregon team that was one of the top dogs in the conference. Recruiting class was looking nice. A lot of guys wanted to get a part of this vision, and Oregon outmatched us in every single facet of the football game. Even Lee Corso didn't even think we stood a chance against this team. They don't know who I am. We took the dub. I told Colorado, I'm gonna bring something different here. And the commits just started lining themselves up. 4-star, 5-star. Everybody wanted to be a part of the program. We took down a top-ranked UCLA team in week number 10, and our recruiting class was one of the best recruiting classes we've had in a long time. Number 9 so far in the country. Here comes our biggest test. University of Southern California. There's a new head coach over there named Lincoln Riley, and Lee Corso puts his faith in him more than he does me, but they don't know we throw hands too. We had a lot of recruits watching that game, and a lot of them signed up to be a buff. We would finish the Pac-12 as number 1 in the south side of the conference with a 3-way tie for first place, but we held all the tiebreakers, and on the other side, Oregon was waiting for us. Rematch of the century, and winner punches their ticket into the playoffs. We got the dub. I don't think people realize I told them I'm coming. First season college football playoff berth. They wanted to test out this 18 playoffs format system, and as a conference championship winner, we came in as an automatic bid. We'd be lining up against the Big 12 conference champions, but this time Lee Corso believed in us. Let's make sure we prove him right on this one. Even though Texas outmatches us in every facet of the game, the biggest and brightest lights are on my football team. There's no other college football game going on right now. It's just us. The world has their eyes on how these buffs will respond with their first time under Coach Primetime, but I'd be lying to you if I said that we weren't facing a dog on the other side of the field. We did as much as we could as a coaching staff and as a program to prepare for this unit, but unfortunately, we could not come out victorious. We lost that matchup 30-20, but I wouldn't call this a failure. We would finish the season 10-4 with the 9-win difference between last season and when I took over. We'd also end with the top 10 recruiting class, number 6 in the nation, with multiple 4-star and a 5-star recruit. Unfortunately, season 2 did not go the way that we hoped for. While we got a lot of players to commit to our program, there was still a lot of the old culture I needed to weed out. I will not accept losing as a mentality. We had the number 2 recruiting class in the entire nation, but we were sitting at a losing record at 5-7 when we ended the season. These boys don't know what I'm about to do to them this offseason. I'm gonna make some of them quit. Fortunately, the athletic director was still pleased with my performance. He said it was better than the 1-11 seasons we've been used to, so they extended my contract. I had a tough decision to make. We lost a lot of the old guys when I took over, and our team was full of a bunch of young pups. I could let Shedeur run with these young pups for the season, or I could redshirt him and save him for one more season for these young guys to develop. So I did just that, and I handed the keys off to a young pup by the name of Jeremy Jackson, the number 2 quarterback in his recruiting class. And we were gonna need him, especially with the schedule we had coming up this season. But I wasn't too worried. This young dude, Jeremy, has a lot of potential to him. Kid reminds me of Josh Allen with the cannon of an arm he has, with the 96 throw power. And to bolster our secondary, I could finally start the strong safety that I redshirted, Omar Burgess, standing at 6'4" and 207. Dude is a rocket with a chip on his shoulder. Unfortunately, it took us most of the season to figure out what the heck we were doing with our program. We started 0-7. Fortunately, we were able to fight our back to a decent record, somewhat similar to what we had last season, but 5-7 is unacceptable. But this was a learning curve. I learned a lot as a recruiter too. This was our first non-top 10 recruiting class we've had since I've been here. The boosters wanted instant results, but the athletic director was patient with me. He knew the young pups I was working with, and he extended my contract regardless. But 5-7 wasn't gonna cut it. Not for prime time. But I think I finally got these guys to the place I need them to be. A couple of guys that couldn't get with the program transferred out. They told me my heart is no longer here, coach. I told them not every dog was built the same. Shedeur will be coming into his senior season as a 96 overall. And Ashad Clayton, the few people that decided to stay with our program as is also coming in at a 95 overall. Travis Hunter is also coming in at his senior season with the 98 speed and a 95 overall. And the young pup Omar Burgess, 86 overall as a redshirt sophomore. Season 4 is upon us, and they gave us a gauntlet. We would line up against a very familiar Oregon opponent to start off the season, and we would have a couple of bumps and bruises to start this off. The boosters were starting to put a lot of pressure on the athletic director about me. I told my athletic director I'm not worried. You see, when God orders your steps, can't no man stop you. We would finish the season in the middle of the pack of the Pac-12 South. No conference championship game for us, but we would finish with an 8-4 record. And here's something Colorado hasn't seen in years. Shedeur got a chance to be on the Heisman list. We punched our ticket to a bowl game where we face off against Illinois, and we handled that light work. Easy. Got them out the bowl game 56-31. Shedeur not only broke individual records, but he also broke school records for our program, breaking 62 touchdown passes in a season, over 6,000 passing yards in a season. We're finally back on track, and I'm going to modify the vision that we had when I first started. This is no longer I'm coming. Nah, I'm already here. Now I got my recruiting class. Now I got my dogs. Now it's time for the fun part. I called a private meeting with some of our captains, and I looked them all in the face and I told them, Jeremy Jackson, I need you to step up. Terrence Walker, Eric Cade, Omar Burgess, now is your time. And they answered the call. Week after week, we took the dub. They understood the program and they bought into the vision. And as a result, Colorado was sitting on top of the world right now. The young pup Jeremy Jackson that you saw, yeah, he's a Heisman Trophy winner now. And we were sitting with the 9-3 record atop of the Pac-12 conference. Now, we didn't win our conference, but we did get a chance to get an at-large bid. And guess who we got? The #1 team in the nation, NC State. They had the #1 defense in the entire college football land, only allowing 18 points per game. They said we couldn't score on them. They said that this was one of the best defenses they've seen in all of college football. Where I came from, we have a saying, everybody is untouchable until you get touched. Let's test that theory tonight. 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. My team has a 9-point lead. Jeremy Jackson fakes the handoff, and I get a chance to call his number to throw it to none other than Rutledge, who breaks a tackle and gets himself into the 10-yard line. The pressure is all on NC State. We got a chance to step in and put 40 points on this defense, and Walker comes through and grown mans this entire defensive unit. I told my captains to step up, and they did just that. And we ended up coming out victorious, winning this game. On to the next round. I guess the untouchable finally got touched. We push on to the next round of the playoffs and face off against Baylor, the Big 12 Conference champions. And Baylor was loaded. So we lined it up in the Rose Bowl, and the players met midfield, and there was a lot of words exchanged. This game became personal for my unit. 2.5 minutes left to go in this ball game, and it's all tied up. We have a chance to be able to push a lead and extend this, but my guy's not on the same page with the quarterback, so we turn the ball over. 3rd down and 3. We get the stop that we needed, and we swallow the quarterback up before he hits that 1st down marker. I have Jackson throw a quick little screen route to Walker, and Walker gets a chance to do a little dance, falls forward. Only a few more plays left that we can call in this, and Jackson's looking for somebody, and he finds over the middle of the field none other than Bobby Higgins. Kid's a dog, and with 15 seconds left to go, I call a timeout. I call a timeout to send out our field goal unit to seal this game. Tied at 21 apiece. They tried to ice us in this, but my kid's got some ice in his veins. Lines the kick up straight down the middle. We will punch our ticket into a national championship contention for the first time in I don't even know how long of Colorado's history. Happy, elated are all words going through my heart, but unsatisfied is the best way to describe my unit right now. We would line it up against Dabo Swinney and that Clemson University team in the ACC for the national championship game. And Clemson basically had a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense. We're going to have to figure out a way to get around that in this national championship game. So here we are in Atlanta in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Two of the best teams in all of college football get a chance to compete for the highest accomplishment in the land. And this game, my team balled out. Defense shut down this number 8 offense and only allowed 7 points in the matchup. Quarterback finds a quick little route into the slot, and this was probably their best offensive play they've had for most of this game. They'll stop them at the 50-yard line as we line it up. Closing in on the 2-minute marker, it's a big 3rd down and 17. The quarterback decides to tuck his head, and he gets tucked behind the line of scrimmage. This is not that 1-11 Colorado defense that people remember. So we get the ball on offense. Jeremy Jackson finds a dot wide open down the field, but it's picked off. He underthrew him. 42 seconds left to go in this ball game. The game is almost done, but the quarterback Taylor gets an opportunity for a quick little scramble to keep the drive alive. But with 3 seconds left to go in this ball game, nothing but a Hail Mary would do in this instance, and it's batted at the line of scrimmage. We are your newest national champions. 5 seasons, new vision, kicking out the old culture, bringing in the new culture. I told them this path wouldn't be easy, but I'll say it once and I'll say it again. And God has ordained your steps. No man can step in your way. The Buffs are going to be crowned your newest college football world champions. And whatever the future holds for us, I don't know. But here's one thing I do know. To everybody that ever doubted me, I told you I was coming. And now I'm here.